is started now. Hello, Belen. You're wearing black today too? Can I recommend a TV series to improve your English? Any of them. It doesn't really matter. Pick one that you like, okay? Hussein, TV shows are not the best way to learn English. If they were the best way, then when you took a class, if you take a class for learning English, they would just let you watch TV. But when you take a class for learning English, do they let you just watch TV? No. Why? Because it's not the best way. It's not the best way. So, Hussein, pick whatever show you like and watch it and try to learn English from it. But I won't recommend a bunch of TV shows because that's not the best way to learn English. Okay? But if you like it, then you'll pay attention to it. So that's why it's like reading. I don't recommend books either. Why? Because if I like that book, that does not mean you will like that book. If I like that TV show, that does not mean you will like that TV show. And liking it is kind of important. The more you like it, the more you'll pay attention. Okay, so that's why I think you should choose whatever TV show you like and pay attention. Okay? But I don't have a list of TV shows. I don't really want to do that. I don't think that's particularly valuable. Okay? Okay. Hello, Barry. Am I going to teach contextual vocabulary and figurative language? Actually, today, that's part of what we're doing today, Belen. I found a website that's pretty interesting that has it's an interesting list of words that are different. Usually when I do advanced vocabulary, they're just kind of random, difficult words. But I found a list of words that are organized in a pretty interesting way with a lot of unique terms that I want to go over today. Okay? So as soon as we have about 50 people here, I'll get started with that. Okay? So, Hossein, I hope you understand my answer. Okay? I could tell you, go watch Young Sheldon, or go watch Friends, or go watch Law and Order, or go watch... It doesn't have a lot of value for me to tell you there are a million TV shows, pick one. None of them are the best way to learn English, so it doesn't really matter. Okay? If you like Game of Thrones, watch Game of Thrones. If you like 2.5 Men, watch 2.5 Men. Okay? All right. We're going to do some advanced vocabulary very soon. We're just waiting for some more people to arrive, okay? It's been about 10 minutes. We'll just wait another few minutes, okay? I'd like to have about 50 people here when I start, okay? Dennis says, if TV isn't the best way, what are the best ways? Can I give you at least 5 effective ways? Yeah. The best way to learn English is every way to learn English. That's the best way. It makes the most sense. Dennis, I want you to imagine, if we are both going to climb a mountain, you're going to climb this mountain and I'm going to climb this mountain. Okay? But I only have a bottle of water. I have a bottle of water and I have a jacket. That's all I have. A bottle of water and a jacket, and that's what I'm going up the mountain with. You have a bottle of water, you have snacks, you have a backpack with all the supplies you need, you have a map, you have a GPS, you have every tool that you need. Who is going to climb the mountain better? Me, with just the jacket and a bottle of water? Or you, with everything that you could possibly need? So the best way to learn English is every way. Okay? The best way is every way. So books, you should find the best books that are available. Okay? Do a search, do some research, read about it, find out which books are the best ones, and figure out which ones look good to you. Maybe you don't like the one that everybody recommends, but you like this other one. Okay, great. Okay, videos, apps, live streams, podcasts, friends, teachers, anything that you can get to help you learn, you should get to help you learn. Okay? Anything that you can get, you should get. Hello, Nala. Good morning. Do I give private courses online? I do, yes. If you go to my website, you can buy lessons from me. Go here. That is my website. If you go there, you can find my lessons. Okay? All right. Okay, we have just about 50 people. That's enough. Let's go ahead and get started today. All right, so today we're going to do some vocabulary. All right, I want to show you a list that I found online. This is the list that I'm using. If you want to look at it yourself, it's right here. Okay, here it is. Okay, so this is a vocabulary. Almost all the words you need, it says. Not really, but it's still pretty good. So they have these listed here as basic vocabulary for grade 11 and advanced vocabulary for grade 12. Okay? So these are for advanced, like upper high school level language. All right? So for example, basic vocabulary, they're starting with more prepositions here. They've got prepositions, right? So, according to. According to. Okay, and what does according to mean, everybody? Based on. According to means based on. Okay? Or related to. Yeah, right. So the students, let me make this bigger. Hold on. Let's make it big. There we go. How's that? Okay? According to, here we go. The students were split into 5 groups according to their abilities. According to their abilities. Okay, so according to is a good one. There's another related word here, accordingly. They were divided accordingly. Okay? Apart from. Apart from means other than. Other than. So if I say, well, apart from his nose or his long nose, he is rather good looking, isn't he? Apart from his long nose, he is rather good looking, isn't he? So apart from means besides or other than. Okay, apart from. Among and among other things is another good one. Among. Among means within a group of something is to be among something. Okay? So she was among the few lucky people who managed to escape from the kidnappers. She was among the few lucky people. So that means she was part of a small group. She was within a small group of people. That's to be among. Okay? Among other things is another way. Among other things. So at the meeting, they discussed, among other things, recent developments in Eastern Europe. So, at the meeting, they discussed recent develops in Eastern Europe and other things. Among other things means and other things. Okay? If you have any questions about any of these, please ask. Please ask. Okay? On account of. On account of means because. On account of means because. All schools had to be closed temporarily on account of heavy snowfall. On account of heavy snowfall. So most of these are a little bit more formal. You know, these are slightly more formal words. Because you could just say all schools had to be closed temporarily because of heavy snowfall. Right? That would be the simplest way. But on account of is just the same meaning, a little bit more formal. Okay? Above all means more than anything. Above all means more than anything. Above all, he has always acted like a real professional. Above all, he has always acted like a real professional. More than anything, okay? More than anything else. Okay, he has always acted like a real professional. Above all. This above all, that's right. Yeah, to thine own self be true. Above average. Above average. Last month's unemployment rate was once again significantly above average. Means more than average. Right? And then we have to advise against something. To advise, let's see. Right, so this is, I strongly advise you against giving any further information to the press. I strongly advise you against giving any further information to the press. So this is somebody. The somebody is SB. Okay? That's the you. Right here. I strongly advise you. I strongly advise them. I strongly advise us. Okay? I strongly advise you against giving any further information to the press. So this is a way to say, shut up. Okay? I strongly advise means I'm telling you don't. Or I'm telling you what you should do. I'm telling you strongly. Okay? Considering. You have done really well in your exams, considering the difficult circumstances. To consider means to think about. To think about. Yeah, given. Right. So, when you think about the circumstances, the difficult circumstances, when you think about that, wow, you've done really well considering the difficult circumstances. Okay, given the difficult circumstances. To consider means to think about. So when you say considering, you're saying, hey, when you think about this, okay, consider this means think about this. Okay? Have you considered this possibility means have you thought about this possibility? To consider, to think. Okay? The next one is to be concerned about or concerning. To be concerned about. He has never been particularly concerned about what other people think of him. He has never been particularly concerned about what other people think of him. Yeah, worried about. That's right. Yeah, he's never been worried about, he's never been concerned about what other people think of him. And then concerning just means about or regarding, right? So police are trying to obtain information concerning his whereabouts. So that means they're trying to get information about his whereabouts. The word whereabouts is a funny word. Whereabouts means location, your place. Where about are you? Okay, so when you say his whereabouts, it means where he is. Okay? Jing says there's no voice. Jing, I think everybody else can hear me. Yeah, so Jing, maybe you can leave the room and come back. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so the next one, beyond any doubt. Beyond any doubt. Beyond any doubt, William Shakespeare was the greatest writer of the 16th century. Beyond any doubt. Beyond any doubt means without a doubt. Definitely. Okay? Definitely. All right? There is no doubt. Beyond any doubt, William Shakespeare was the greatest writer of the 16th century. Okay? Beyond recognition, this one is a little bit different. This means I don't recognize it anymore. So when you see something and you're like, wow, this has changed so much that I don't recognize it anymore. Now it's beyond recognition. It's beyond recognition. So that means he was amazed to see that the town center had changed beyond recognition. So that means maybe you live in a town, you live someplace, but then you move away for 10 years. And then when you come back, the town looks so different. Now, it's beyond recognition. I can't recognize it anymore. I can't recognize it. Understand? Okay, good. By has many meanings, okay? By is a word that could mean in the way of, by mode of, which way did you use, right? So we went to London by bike, by bus, by car, by rail, by train, by plane, by sea, by boat, or by air. Okay? So you could say we went to London by plane. That means on a plane, using a plane. Okay? We went to London by bus. We went to London using a bus. Okay? All right? Someone was asking about beyond recognition again. Again, beyond recognition means I don't recognize this anymore. It's changed too much. So if you haven't seen a place in many, many years, right? So you come here now, you're here now, but now you're going to leave for 25 years. For 25 years you will leave. Then you'll come back. And when you come back, everything is changed. Everything is changed. So now you don't recognize it. You're like, what is this? This is all new. It's beyond recognition. I don't recognize it anymore. I can't recognize it. It has changed too much. Okay? Okay, let's keep going. By also could be used for another way. We said he went to London by bus, by car, by rail, by train, right? Rail means train, by the way. Rail and train are the same thing, basically. Well, although it could be subway. Depends on whether you're talking about British English or American English. But this one, his wife had been knocked down by a bus. By meaning the thing that was responsible. What was responsible by this? Okay? By means of. That's by means of is the first one. The second one is just, well, technically it is by means of still. You were knocked down by means of a bus, right? But it just means by a bus. This one is the most simple format of by. Okay? If you have any questions about these words, please ask them, and I will try to answer them. Okay, here's by means of. The heavy load was lifted by means of a large crane. By means of means what used it, what was used to do it, right? Like we were saying, by means of could be using a bus, right? We went to London by means of a bus, using a bus. Okay? The heavy load was lifted by means of a large crane. That means we used a large crane. That's what we used. Okay? Okay, so this is just the first part of this list of vocabulary, all right? I just want to do a little bit of each of these today, all right? So I'm not going to do the whole page today. I just wanted to do a few of those, okay? Now we're going to look at this next page here, idioms with prepositions. So these are kind of like idioms and phrases, like common phrases, okay? So to take advantage of something, what does that mean? To take advantage of something. Don't lend them the car, they're taking advantage of you. Don't lend them the car, they're taking advantage of you. What does that mean, to take advantage of someone? Anyone? It means to use them. You're using them for what you want. You're taking advantage of them. Okay? It's catching an opportunity, but take advantage has two meanings. Take advantage could mean to catch an opportunity, like you should take advantage of the new school that just was built in our neighborhood. You should take advantage of that. That's a new opportunity. But take advantage has another meaning, meaning to exploit or use or manipulate. So if I take advantage of you, that means I am somehow tricking you. I'm tricking you in a bad way to do something that I want you to do, right? So that's what to take advantage of someone can mean. It can mean I'm using you in a bad way, okay? So take advantage of could mean to make use of an opportunity, but it also could mean to exploit, to manipulate, to trick someone, is to take advantage of them. All right? Above suspicion. To be above suspicion. Surely you don't suspect Mr. Rogers of stealing the money. He's been working for us for years and is above suspicion. Above suspicion means that it can't possibly be you. That means that you're too good. You're too good of a person, so it can't possibly be you that did anything bad. You are above suspicion. You're too good. It can't be you. Okay? All right? He's above suspicion or she's above suspicion means It's not that person. That person is too good. It can't possibly be that person. Okay, they didn't do it. Beyond suspicion? Yes, you could say beyond suspicion or above suspicion. Yeah, both would be fine. 都可以. Okay? Against all odds. Against all odds is what we say when we want to tell somebody that we did something really difficult. We were successful about something that was really difficult. So it means that the odds are like who's betting on you or against you, right? You're trying to pass a test, right? You want to pass the IELTS test. You want to get a band 6 on the IELTS, okay? And some people are betting for you. Yeah, I think he can do it. I think he can do it. And some people are betting against you. They're saying, I don't think he can do it. I don't think he's going to get a band 6. Okay? So that means that what are the odds? Is it 50% chance that you're going to get it? Or is it a 20% chance that you're going to get it? What are the odds? Okay? So against all odds means everybody thought you would fail. Everybody bet against you, but you succeeded. Okay, so against all odds means you thought I would fail, but I succeeded. Okay? He knew that in trying to save his company from ruin, he was fighting a losing battle, but he still carried on against all odds. So everybody thinks he's going to fail, but he's still going against the odds. People are betting against him, but he's going to try anyway. Okay? Okay, some of these are very basic, like at least. At least is a pretty basic meaning. Okay, the economy will take at least 3 years to recover from this recession, right? So it means a minimum of. At least means a minimum of. Okay? It can't be 2, it has to be 3. It can't be 1, it has to be 3. Okay? A minimum of 3 years to recover. At least 3 years. Okay? Again, if you have any questions about these words, please ask me. If you have any questions about these words, please ask me. Okay? By courtesy of. By courtesy of is a good one. It means basically who's responsible for this good thing, right? The courtesy of someone means somebody was nice enough to do something for you, right? That's a courtesy, right? So a courtesy of means this film is shown by courtesy of the National Film Archive. That means these people are responsible for it. Okay, they're the ones who did it. It was their nice deed. Okay, the one who did something nice for you by courtesy of means that's the person who did something nice for you. Okay, that's the group, that's the person who did something nice for you by courtesy of this group. Okay? Okay, the next one. At somebody's expense. At somebody's expense. Just imagine he does all his traveling at his company's expense, even when his wife accompanies him. So, at somebody's expense means somebody is paying for it, not you. Somebody else is paying for it. Okay? So, if I say, I have to go to London at the company's expense. At the company's expense, I'm going to London. That means my company is paying for me to go to London. Okay, it's at their expense. Okay? At face value. At face value. We use that expression in wedding invitations by courtesy of, yeah, right, yeah. Or if you, maybe there's a charity, some kind of a charity event, right? And a lot of companies have donated things. They've donated some products or some services. Those products and services are by courtesy of these companies. That means that they were nice enough to do this. Okay? Whoops. Oh no. I lost my page. Where did it go? There it is. Okay. So at someone's expense, in this case, means the company is paying for it. Somebody is paying for it, it's not you. Okay? At face value. At face value means in the most straight and direct way. In the most direct and straight and obvious way. Okay? So you can't take what Rob says at face value. There is always a catch somewhere with some advantage in it for him. So what that means is this guy Rob, sometimes Rob says things that sound good. They sound like, oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, Rob. But you can't take anything Rob says at face value. He always has another reason. There's some other reason he wants this. So the face value means what's the most obvious reason that he's doing this? Okay? Face value in this case is talking about poker. We're talking about cards. When we play cards, you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. Those are the values of the cards. That's called the face value. So, what that means is when someone says something, it sounds good. Like, oh, this sounds really good. But you can't take it at face value because that means they have another reason why they're doing it, another motivation. They have another agenda. They have something else they want that they're not telling you. Okay? So let me think of a good example. If I were a teacher that I'm working for a school. I'm working for a school and I tell the school, hey, we should take our kids on a trip to London. Let's take the kids on a field trip to London. It will be very good for them. They'll learn a lot. So at face value, it sounds like I'm just talking about, oh, this is a good trip for the kids. It's a good idea for education for the kids. But really, I just want a free trip. So you can't take what I'm saying at face value because I'm saying, oh yeah, we should take the kids on a trip. A trip would be good for the kids. But really, what I really want is I want the trip. I want you to pay for me to go on the trip with the kids. Understand? Okay? Yeah, it's a little bit hard. But Carlos, I want you to just imagine that face value means like a poker card, right? So a poker card means you have the number 10. You have the 10 card, the 10 of hearts, okay? And the 10 of hearts is pretty valuable, but it's not really valuable, right? It's not a jack, it's not a queen, it's not a king, it's not an ace, right? So you think that it has the value of 10. You think it has the value of 10, but maybe it has a different value. Maybe he has another reason. Yeah, that's right. He's telling you one thing, but he wants something else. Okay? So if I say take what he says at face value, then that means you should just listen to what he said. He's not trying to trick you. So if I tell you you should take his word at face value, that means he is trustworthy. You can listen to him. He doesn't want something else. He just wants this. Take his word at face value means he only wants what he says he wants. If you say don't take his word at face value, that means he said he wants something, but what he really wants is something else. Okay? All right. I tried to explain that one as well as I could. That's a difficult one to explain. Okay, at first sight. At first sight means upon first looking at something, without thinking too much, without exploring, without analyzing, without considering. At first sight just means, well, I just showed up. I'm here. I see it. Here's what I think based on what I see. But that's just first sight. At first glance, that's right. Okay, a glance means a quick look, right? So at first sight means quickly the first thing you see, but no, you're not thinking about it, you're not considering it, you're not analyzing it. You're making a quick judgment, right? So at first sight, it seems to be a straightforward case of suicide, but the police suspect foul play. So that means that when they showed up, they found a dead guy. They found a dead guy, and it looks like the dead guy killed himself at first sight. It looks like, oh, well, it looks like he killed himself. But then they find a note that doesn't look right. You know, there's a note that's not his handwriting, right? The note that he left is not his handwriting. That would be, you know, weird. That's suspicious. Okay, so at first sight, right? We also use this love at first sight, right? That's the most common way that we hear the words at first sight. It was love at first sight. Okay, means you meet someone and right when you meet them, you feel like you're in love with them, right? That's love at first sight. Haley, let's see. That's not quite right, Haley. Start your sentence with the words at first sight, comma, then you want to say something. So at first sight means initially. It means at first. I'm looking at it. I don't know anything. I don't know any information. I only know what I see. So I'm making a judgment based on what I see. I'm judging based on what I see. That's at first sight. Okay? Okay. I'm going to go on, let's see. Behind the scenes, there was endless activity behind the scenes before the visit of the royal couple. Behind the scenes means things that you don't see that are happening, right? So, for example, when I do live streams, there are many things behind the scenes that you don't see me doing. I have to take time to find the right information. I have to create plans for you. I have to create lessons for you. Those are the things I do behind the scenes. Things that you don't see me do, but they're important. Okay? So, behind the scenes, there are many things happening that you don't know about. Okay? It means backstage. Backstage, they do a lot of things backstage that you don't know about. Okay? All right. Let's finish this part with behind schedule. This will be the last one I do for this one here. But behind schedule, that means you're late. It means you're not on schedule. right? You planned a schedule, but your schedule is not, you're not able to make your schedule. You're not able to meet your schedule. All right? So we are behind schedule means we are late. Okay? The manager is getting nervous because production for this quarter is already 3 weeks behind schedule. So they were supposed to make 1 million of these things. They're supposed to make 1 million at this time, but they only made 750,000. So they are behind schedule. Okay? They are behind schedule. Behind the scenes is secretly or privately, yeah. Behind the scenes are secretly or privately or just things you don't know about. They don't necessarily have to be secret or private. They're just things you don't know about. Okay? All right. Let me do one more because this one's kind of fun. Below the belt. Below the belt is a term that means you did something rude. You did something rude. Okay? To hit someone below the belt. Here is my belt. Okay? This is where my belt goes. So if you hit me below the belt, that's considered not cool. Right? So below the belt means you attacked someone in a way that was not cool. It's a boxing expression, right? It's a boxing expression. When you box, if you fight when you're boxing, you're not allowed to hit them in the pants area. You can't hit them in the crotch, okay? You can't hit them below the belt, okay? So if someone says, hey, that was below the belt, that means that was too strong. That attack was too much. You said something too rude. That was below the belt. Okay? Unfortunately, some politicians often hit below the belt to discredit their opponents. Politicians are like this, right? He's a blah, 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 and he's a blah, 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 and she's a blah, 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 and he, they always hit below the belt, right? So, below the belt means to do something in an unfair and uncool way. Okay? If you do something that's both unfair and uncool, you did something below the belt. Okay? All right, so again, guys, this is a really great list of words. Here is this list. Let me give you the list. This is the link here. If you want to go find this yourself, it's right there. Okay? And let me just kind of scroll through it a little bit so you can see what it is. Hold on. It's a little too big here. So they have a bunch of different sections here. Okay? Let's go down and look at some of them here. So like here is advanced vocabulary for multicultural society. Multicultural society. So we have words like immigration or words like require something or refugee, right? Asylum seekers. These are all about immigration words, right? Or we have words about mass media. Mass media words, okay? Mass media, the press, to subscribe, a viewer, a listener, to broadcast something, unbiased, right? Okay? Here's another one here for more mass media. Here's for law and order. Law and order, commit a crime. Hold on, let me just close this door. Okay, so these are words for law and order, right? Crime, insult, investigation, report, burglary, to overpower someone, okay? Here's more law and order. The economy. I know it's small. I'm just trying to tell you about them a little bit, Okay? Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot here. Okay? Property, wealth, poverty line. All of these are, they're interesting. What I like about this is they have it organized into these groups like the economy or politics, right? Or what's another one? Technology and science. Okay? All of these are vocabulary words that are in topics, right? So that's good. When they're in a topic, it's easier for you to understand. Environmental problems. Information technology, IT. Right? So this is a pretty good, interesting list of words that I found. Okay? And once again, here is the link. If you want this, it's right there. Okay? You can download it even. All right? Although it looks like I'm missing the first half. I need to find the other first half of this. These 1 through 14 are not here. Starts with 15. Why is that? Oh, because that's because that's advanced vocabulary and this is basic vocabulary. I got it. So there's probably another PDF that has just these words here. Let's see if that's true. I bet if I do this, basic, no, it didn't work. Weird. Okay. Well, I don't know why, but it only has the first or the second half. It only has the second half, but that's okay because that's what you need. That's what you need. Yeah. Okay? So today we were talking about advanced vocabulary, everybody. There are many, many ways to learn advanced vocabulary. But the most important thing when you're learning vocabulary, you need to have some kind of a system. You need to be able to categorize things, to make categories like these are words for politics. These are words for religion. These are words for sports. These are words for business. Right? If you're just learning random words with no topic, that's not a good way. All right? It's a much better way if you learn by topic. Which, that reminds me, I want to show you one more thing. This is my website. Here's my website. Okay, if you go on my website, if you go up here, if you subscribe, you can click on resources. Okay, and then you can go here to vocabulary. And then I want you to scroll down here to this one, LangGeek Vocabulary by Topic. Look, English vocabulary categorized by topic. Animals, appearance, body, colors and shapes, clothes and fashion, linguistics, cinema and theater, arts and crafts, literature, music. Okay, look, in music, how many words are there in the music? There are 1,035 words in music. How many words are there in media and communication? There are 897 words here. All right, so these are all by topic. Like, let's try one. Let's try food and drinks. So here are words related to food and drinks, right? Types of bread. Let's take a look at types of bread. What do we have here? That's a bun. Okay, cool. Awesome. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, that's French bread. French bread. Okay. What do we have here? It's a roll. What do we have here? Rye bread, sliced bread, black bread. Ooh, I didn't even know. I've never heard of that before. We don't usually call it that. That must be a British thing. Cornbread. Okay, there are many kinds of bread that are listed here. Okay? Look, leavened bread, flat bread, sweet breads, cakes and pancakes, cookies and biscuits. Let's try cookies and biscuits. This is a bar cookie. It basically means like a brownie. It's kind of like a brownie, but it's a cookie. Okay? Drop cookie. Those are the ones where you just take a spoon and you drop it onto the sheet pan. That's called a drop cookie. Molded cookies, where you have a mold. You make it into a pretty shape, right? Okay? So, again, this website is pretty interesting. It gives you words by topic. Okay? So, whoops, let me go back. Yeah, here. So you can click any of these and you can learn by topic. They have many lessons. And look, they even tell you how long does it take. So to learn these 246 words, it should take you about 2 hours, according to them. Okay, let's take a look. So we have certainty and doubt. Start. And look, by the way, look, select your language. Ah, look at how many languages they have. Oh, how useful. How nice. Look at that. Okay? To assure, look at that. You can click on the words. Success was now assured with the implementation of the new strategy. Ah, to guarantee something specific will happen. With unanimous support, the proposal's approval was assured. Okay? And it tells you it's a present form. It's transitive, right? The present form assuring, right? Okay? All right, so once again, this is a good website that you can find. You can find it on my website. Okay, if you go to my website here, you can find all of that. Okay? All right, everybody. LanGeek, no D. LAN, like language. It means language geek. LanGeek means language geek. Okay? And again, it's on my website. Okay, so if you go to my website and you subscribe, it's free. My website is free. You just have to give me an email. All right? But once you give me an email, then you can look at the resources and you can find all of those. All right, there are many resources on my website for you. Okay? Okay, if you are new, hi, my name is Teacher Mark. I am a real English teacher. I have been on Hello Talk for 12 years. I have about 84,000 followers. I'm here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. If you have questions, I have answers. Okay? All right, so today is going to be short, 1 hour. 1 hour. When I do advanced vocabulary, it's 1 hour. That's it. Okay? Usually when I do streams, it's maybe 2 hours. But for a vocabulary one like this, only 1 hour. If you want to follow me, here is my website. Here is my YouTube. Here is my blog. You can follow me at all of those. Okay? You should have visited more often. You should have. Yeah. Haley, I'm here, usually. Okay, so again, guys, thank you guys for watching and following. Please come back and see me. I'll be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow will be more open format, so if you have questions about English, any questions about English, you can come ask them tomorrow. Is it better to learn American English or British English? It doesn't matter. It's up to you, Zara. Completely personal choice. Okay, I don't care. Nobody cares. That's up to you. Okay? All right. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay? I'll see you. Bye.